Charles Owens is a firm believer in the power of the written word. He bought 75 inspirational posters in 1976, and he keeps 3 of them hanging right outside his door. Charles has received many compliments about them, and his neighbors frequently stop to read the quotes. Every couple weeks, Charles rotates the posters, hoping to impart new wisdom upon others. Charles practices the bits of advice in his own life by putting his family first. He traveled to Cary, North Carolina to visit his 3 children, Rosa, Bobby, and Eddie, for a pre-Thanksgiving dinner and celebration of his son Bobby's birthday. He laughed and lightheartedly joked with his daughter Rosa, who works at the lab at Duke, reminisced with his son Bobby, hugged his granddaughter while proudly supporting his alma mater, Texas A&M, and finally savored every moment of time with his sons until his departure. Charles graduated from Duke Divinity School and worked in Chile for several years as an agricultural missionary. He spends much of his time gardening in the plot he owns at Crowsdale. Another one of his interests is his weekly cribbage games. He patiently teaches newcomers how to play, valuing relationships over competition. Charles also never misses his Saturday afternoon dominoes games, where he can be found laughing with his friend Donna. Wherever Charles goes, he sees more friends in the hallways. This particular friend used to attend the church that Charles was the pastor at. He always wears the apron he made for his son many years ago to the shop. Charles's daughter Rosa asked him to monogram something for her, so he took the time to learn to do so, and later embroidered the name Owens on the apron. Using a machine, he drilled nails into a board of wood that he covered in green fabric. The final product can be found in his study, with the nails holding his array of colorful threads. Charles's artistic ability is not limited to woodworking, however, as can be seen by the many images he has captured from all around the world. And some of the pictures he took of grandchildren visiting Crowsdale are actually displayed on a bulletin board on his floor. Charles spends much of his time in the kitchen, spending hours making a special batter for his delicious sourdough waffles. His secret ingredient is pecan, which adds a crunchy and unique texture. Charles always shares what he makes, entertaining and feeding an intern from the Duke Divinity School. He also bakes sourdough bread for the communion at the chapel, which he regularly attends. The chaplain, Lori, is very appreciative of his time and kindness. Charles's love for guests was exhibited again when he graciously invited me to bring a friend of mine to dinner with him. Not only does Charles invite people to his apartment, but he also travels to check in with his friends down the hall. Joan creates beautiful homemade gift bags, which she gives to all of her visitors, and Charles always looks forward to seeing her new creations. Charles is also friends with many of the staff members, asking the chef for more edamame beans on the way to his morning coffee group. The 3 C's meet every morning at 10 a.m., and they always share laughter and joy. Charles has a joke book that he reads from each day, adding to the lighthearted conversation. This inclusive group is always welcoming new Crowsdale residents, but they never forget their old members. Charles frequently goes to visit his friend Bill, who lives in the Pavilion, which is a more intensive care unit at Crowsdale. Bill used to bring the 3 C's cookies. The Pavilion is where Charles's wife Peggy spent the last 5 years of her life. Whenever Charles goes there, the staff and residents alike are delighted to see him, showing what a lasting impression he makes on everyone he meets. Through it all, Charles has had friends that stand by him in the bright times and in the dark times. Charles also had the support of the caregivers group at Crowsdale. Peggy may be gone, but her impact on Charles and the other residents and staff will live forever. Charles said, "She healed my brokenness and we had fun together." Charles looks into her room, reminiscing of the 34 happy years they spent married. However, he knew that she was in pain at the end, and he likes to say that she broke free of her prison. Looking back at his life, Charles left a legacy of love, always putting others before himself. It is never too late to make a difference, because a little love is all the world needs. Today is new, and so are we.